Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make letter A key holder like these ones. The materials will require beads in size 6 millimeters and a nylon monofilament in size 0.4 millimeters. Let's get our material ready. So to start with, I'll pick 4 beads, crisscross the 4th bead that I picked, and I'll pull my beads downwards like that. Then using one end of my fishing line, I'll pick 3 beads, crisscross the 3rd bead that I picked, like that. Then I'll pick 3 beads, one using one end, another bead using the other end, and using either of the end I'll pick the 3rd bead and crisscross. I'll again pick 3 beads, one using one end, another using the other end, and using either of the ends I'll crisscross like that. So I'll repeat that same process until I achieve 7 beads. When we count the center bead, there'll be 7. I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. So this is what you should have. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So using this fishing line, I'll pick 3 beads, then I'll crisscross the 3rd bead that I picked, like that. Then I'll pick 3 beads using one end of my fishing line like that, and crisscross the 3rd bead that I picked. So you should have something like that. Then using this fishing line on your left hand side, I'll pick 3 beads, and instead of crisscrossing I'll tie a knot like that. This is what you should have. Now we'll move our fishing line up to this point. So I'll pass one end of my fishing line through that bead, then through that bead, through that bead, and finally through that bead. Then using the other end, I'll pass my fishing line through that bead like that. So using this fishing line, I'll pick 3 beads, like that, crisscross the 3rd bead that I picked, and you should have something like that. Then using one end, I'll pick 1 bead, using the other end pick another bead, and using either of the ends I'll pick the 3rd bead. I'll again pick 3 beads, one using one end, another using the other ends, and using either of the ends I'll pick the third bead and crisscross like that. So using the fishing line on the left hand side, I'll pick 3 beads, crisscross the third bead that I picked. Should look like that. Then I'll pick 3 beads, one using one end, another using the other end, and using either of the end I'll pick the third one. Now we are joining this part together, so I'll pick 1 bead using one end, another bead using the other end, then I'll pass my fishing line through that bead, the other end, I'll pass through this bead, and then I'll move the fishing line from this point to this bead. So to do so, I'll pass my fishing line through that bead, then through this bead like that, through that bead, that one, that one, that one, and finally to this bead like that. I'll move the other end. I'll pass my fishing line through that bead, then through that bead, through that bead, and that bead, and finally to this bead like that. I'll then pick 3 beads, one using one end, another using the other end, and using either of the ends I'll pick the third bead. I'll again pick 3 beads using either of the ends, then using the fishing line on the right hand side, I'll pick 3 beads like that, crisscross the third bead, and you should have something like that. Then to complete that part of our letter A, I'll pick 3 beads. I'll tie a knot like so. This is one part of our letter A, so I'll make another similar part like this one, then we will join the two together. So I've made the other parts, and I'll join the two together like that. So I'll join this together like that. So I'll pick 1 bead like that, then pass my fishing line through that bead. I'll then pick 1 bead, crisscross Then I'll pass my fishing line through that bead and the other end through that bead. I'll again pick one bead, crisscross, then I'll pass my fishing line through that bead and the other end through this bead. I'll again pick one bead, crisscross, then I'll pass my one end of my fishing line through this bead like that, and through this bead on the other side like that. I'll again pick one bead, crisscross, then I'll pass my fishing line through this bead and the other end through that bead. I'll repeat the same procedure until I reach to this point where we started joining the two parts together. So I'll pick one bead like that, then I'll pass my needle through the bead on the opposite side like that. I'll pull my fishing line and repeat the same procedure until I join this part together. I'll make a few knots like so and cut out the excess thread. Like that. Now on this part here, I'll add a fishing line and I'll add smaller beads like these ones to make a loop. 5. Then I'll pick the key ring like that and I'll pass my fishing line through that bead. I'll go through the beads one more time like that. I'll then pass the fishing line through that bead, go back through these beads, like that. I have joined the two parts and this is how our letter A looks like. So I'll complete this part by picking one bead, crisscross, and I'll pass my fishing line through that bead and that bead, then through this bead and this one. Then I'll move my fishing line up to this point here and join this part too. So we'll move our fishing line by going back like that, go through that bead, then through that bead, until I reach to this point. Now this is our fishing line, so I've added a needle to make the work a bit easier of joining this part. This is how we make the knots to ensure that our project remains intact. I'll make a knot there and cut the excess fishing line, and this is how our key holder looks like. We have a red one and we have this one too. So in case you are interested in buying from us, contact us in our social media platforms shared on the description box. Thank you for watching. Kindly share, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.